welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm her husband, Glenn.
Yep.
We're getting ready to review Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 14. 1-4. We're almost close to decision date. But before
I thought we'd never get there.
Okay. But before we get into the review, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. This episode, it was a lot here, 2 hours, but we really focused on just 3 couples. It was really more focused on 3 couples. We had a little taste, a little bit of Brandon and Taylor, but the focus was on 3 couples throughout the whole episode. And so, we start episode 14 off, episode 14 off. We start at 7 days before decision day, the last day of their marriage retreat, and even early in the morning, we see fireworks. And I mean, not argument fireworks, but we see the tension. You can feel the tension that's in the room between Michael and Mika.
Well, before that, though, for the setup for the fireworks, Taylor tells Mika that she had a conversation with Michael. And Michael shared with her kind of what's going through Brandon's head.
Punk move.
And how Brandon really likes her, he's trying to stick it out, whatever. And
he just don't want to be on TV, the production thing, he's tired of it.
Yeah.
And then if they could do it off the camera. Now this is according to Michael. So she's taking Michael's word. This is not production, this is not Brandon. This is what Michael said that Brandon said to him while they were driving back to DC. So you take it for whatever it's worth. I want to know your comments. Do you believe Michael here? Is this really what Brandon said? What?
Yeah, and so in Taylor sharing that conversation, Mika's like, well, that was nice of him to talk to you and tell you about Brandon, but what about me?
Yeah, he don't never talk to me like this.
Right, he never talks to me. And the proof is in the pudding. Because we go in the kitchen, and Michael's in the kitchen, and Mika comes in, and Michael leaves.
Yeah, and they was eating breakfast, even though, I think, shout out to one of our subscribers, I can't remember her name, who said it, but Mika was eating breakfast last week, and she swear she didn't like breakfast, especially when Mike was cooking it. Yeah,
I think she liked bursting his bubble, apparently. She felt like she'd be cordial to everybody that was there, though.
Yeah. Breakfast is not favorite. But we saw Mika with her Gatorade and Sour Patch Kids early in the morning. The breakfast of champions.
Yeah, right.
The breakfast of champions. Everybody else eating pancakes and stuff, and she has Gatorade and Sour Patch Kids. Go Mika.
Well, he kindly walks out the kitchen, goes and gets his stuff, and he heads to the car.
Yeah, he bounces.
Yeah, she comes behind him kind of reluctantly, and she tells Taylor, see, this is what I'm talking about. I come to the kitchen and he leaves. Ha!
Now, you know what? I don't blame him.
I do.
I mean, in a sense, I do blame him, but they've been at each other all weekend. So he's in his feelings. She's in her feelings. And he's at the point now, you know what? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to mess with it. I'm done with it. It's over with. Just let it be. But then he speaks out of both sides of his lips because we go to the cutaway. Today's going to be a great day. I'm trying to rekindle my marriage, and we're going to go to the apple orchard. And you sitting there, I'm sitting there looking like, dog, if you're going to rekindle your marriage, you're supposed to start early in the morning, like when you wake up in breakfast, not when you get in the car.
Yeah. They didn't even start in the car. They rode in the car. And it might be production value, the cutting they might have left it on the cutting room floor, but he literally sat in the car and didn't say anything.
She started barking at him, and that was the problem. He started talking, he was trying to have a conversation, and she wouldn't let him talk, and she started barking. She wouldn't be quiet. She wouldn't even let the man speak his piece. And that when he was like, you know what, done.
That was on the way back. On the way to the hayride in the apple orchard, they said nothing.
Yeah, he said nothing.
He acknowledged that this was an opportunity for them to reconnect. And I'm going to take this time with my wife. And he said nothing to her in the car. He said nothing to her on the hayride. They're picking apples, and she's just talking to him, and he's just throwing apples in the basket.
He ignoring her.
Bruh!
Yo,
bruh.
He's ignoring it. And even when the dude asks, like, what y'all want for lunch? Y'all ready to eat lunch? Yeah, I'm sure ready to eat lunch. He's like a mile ahead of her walking. And then he grabs the bag and he gives her what he does not want. He's like, oh, chicken, ham.
She was like, what's the other one? You just gave me what you didn't like. Like, you didn't even tell me, hey, we got these two. Which one you want?
Yo,
oh my God.
So inconsiderate. But again, he's taking it as you're mad at me, I'm mad at you. So I'm gonna show you better. I can tell you that you need me and I don't need you. So guess what? I'm not gonna do anything for you, and we're just gonna keep it basic. I mean, that's his mindset. His mindset was like, we're gonna keep it basic. You mad at me, I'm mad at you. So guess what? I'm not saying it right, fellas. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. That's the way Michael was doing it. And he was like, bump it.
Yeah, so like you said earlier, they're on the way back, and she goes into him. You didn't try. We could have had a conversation, and he's basically like, why you didn't start the conversation? But she was like, come on, we all know the universal sign for don't talk to me is what? Put them headphones in your ears.
Put headphones in. I ain't hearing.
She said you had your headphones in.
You popped them in.
You popped them in. You didn't want to talk. What am I supposed to do? Tap you, snatch them out your ear, so you make you talk to me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. And as she's going in, and rightfully so, Michael shuts on down. He shuts it on down.
Because she wouldn't let him talk. He was trying to explain, and every time he got a word out edgewise, how can you ask a question and then you answer that question before the person you asked the question answers that question?
You can't. But the other thing that I didn't like that he said was, he was like, I understand we're working from a deficit, and I'm trying to, basically he was like, I don't think it's fair. You sound so stupid. That because I'm working from a deficit, I got to do extra to catch up. What?
Yeah, bro.
How else you gonna make up a deficit? You can't do the minimum or just enough and think you're gonna make up for the deficit, bruh. It doesn't work like that.
Now, mind you, that's somebody's principal talking.
Oh, that's a whole. We're gonna go there too, because I want to get them completely out the way. You know what I'm saying? And you don't feel like you need to, like, I keep having to put. Yes. You have. She has no trust in you. You lied. This is what happens when you make those behaviors habitual. Yes, you do have to make up for it. You have to keep. It's a trust exercise. You've lost trust. What was it? What's the one we talked about?
The one I like to use all the time when I'm dealing with people when we're talking about trust is like you filling the bucket up with water, and then you just knock the water over, and so now the bucket of trust that you built up is empty. So you're gonna have to put the water back in and fill it up. So in other words, you're gonna have to do some things in order to put the trust back up. And what happened? He's lost so much trust in Mika that she's lost so much trust in him. Lost the trust in him. Like even when you put in there, you gonna have to put extra because the bucket has holes in it. And so the more water you put in, the more it comes out because you done lied so much, you done cheated so much, you done told me these fibs, and you know so many things that she has lost trust over him about with production from day one. About him lying about her, him like we don't have sex over our honeymoon, then this marriage is over. So from day one, he's been in a deficit to the point where he's been catching up for 8 weeks and hadn't caught up yet.
Yeah. So yeah, you talked about the bucket. It was John Maxwell.
Yeah, John Maxwell.
But talking about like your trust bank.
Your trust bank.
He has put the trust bank in the negative.
Yeah,
only way you can build it back up is you have to do things that cause the person to trust.
But everything he's been doing has been negative. I mean, from the whole retreat where they were supposed to be catching up, making it right and getting together, he got further in the hole.
Yeah, it's bad. And so we see Mika and Michael again when they're back at their apartment, and so he says, "So let's talk." She says, "I want to talk first." I laughed because he was like, by all means, sarcastically, by all means. I mean, you gonna go first anyway, so it don't matter what I got to say. I mean, Bro, his face said,
so passive.
Yeah, okay.
He was so passive aggressive on that. He wouldn't start arguing, but he was so passive aggressive that by all means, go ahead, whatever.
Yeah, and she goes in about him not putting forth the effort.
Yeah.
And I've been putting forth the effort, and you've been lying, and it's hard to trust you, and yada yada yada. Same conversation all the time. But what he says to her, and rightfully so, is what she said was, I'm not trying to be insensitive about what happened. I know your uncle passed and y'all are going through some things, but I feel like we still need to deal with these issues.
Right.
While you're dealing with that. Married people that's been married for years in a different situation than us, they have had to deal with multiple issues at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying she's wrong. But Michael's rebuttal was, I understand that. But I'm the type that if it was you, even though we're going through a tough patch right now,
right,
I got enough in me to be like, you know what? Besides that, I need to be supportive. She needs me. Mm-hmm. She needs me to be sensitive.
Right.
And to be, let's go back, a soft place for me to land.
Soft place?
For her to land. And he said, I would have done that. That's what I would have expected from you. And to me, she looked kind of teary like, dang. She acknowledged I could have done better with that. I really should have.
And that's why I take my hat off to Mika. She apologized and she said she 100% sorry. And I really think she meant that she was sorry about the uncle. But she was so focused on getting her marriage right that she really wasn't concerned about him and his family. She wanted the marriage to be 100%, but not knowing that if I take care of this and show him some the vulnerability, if I show him some love, I show him some concern, that it would help everything else in our marriage. And she was focused just on the two of them and not knowing that he loves his family and he wants the extension to be a family, and she's part of family, like we saw Iris do last year with Keith.
Right.
Where they family baked cake. We need anything. My mama say she got you and we got you. I'll be there. And he was like, no, you don't need to. But she was always there with him and for him. And that's what Michael needed from Mika this time. But she was so hard that all she focused about the marriage, she didn't care about anything else. And not that she did it intentionally, but it just showed that she wasn't invested in him.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, come on, girl. You got to do better. And then also with Michael and Mika, they from there go sit down with their individual family members. And Michael sits down with his sister, and she shares with him that, I met Mika for dinner, and we talked about this problem you have with dishonesty. And, she encouraged him to realize that he's enough. Yeah. And you don't have to put on. And, Mika's struggling with your dishonesty, and basically she told him, brother, you got to do better.
But he came clean with his sister, like, this is why I did it. Mm-hmm. This is the first time we really hear Michael really be like, okay, this is why I did it, because I didn't feel like I needed to share some things to her, and I didn't think she could receive some of the things or understand who I really am, but I really need to be. He understood I do really need to be honest with her. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, yeah, he really needs to be honest with her. And then Mika met with her mom, and
real quick though, and what the sister said to him was, then tell her that.
Yeah, have a conversation with her.
Tell her, I don't feel comfortable enough to share this. Not after it's happened, because that's been the problem.
Yeah, true.
But at that time, this is a conversation I don't really feel like having right now. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know if I could be vulnerable with you. Not so much because of you, Mika, but it's because of me.
It's me. It's my own insecurities. It's my own issues. And I think men have sometimes of sharing our insecurities. We have a problem saying what we're going through because we are sometimes taught not to cry, taught to be hard, taught to be. And then also we got to go back to what Michael had never seen a marriage. Right. So he doesn't know how this is supposed to act or play out. So he realized, I'm going to do me intentionally and hold it in and see whatever works.
Yeah. And so you were saying Mika met with her mom.
Mika met with her mom, and her mom was just saying, you know, y'all do have some issues, but I can see why you guys, basically why y'all are matched together. And he basically told Mika, you need to open up a little bit. Stop being so rough. Stop being so hard. Be that soft place, as we want to keep using that term. Be that soft place. And Mika said she realized, and this is what I realized I have been so hard. I've been so tough to Michael. And I do need to open up a little bit.
And I've responded in anger.
And I responded in anger, and I got an anger issue, and I got an anger problem. So she recognized her issues. It's one thing when you recognize your issues. My thing is, a lot of people recognize their issues and recognize their faults, especially in marriages. But what are you doing to work on that issue? What are you doing to work on that fault? Not that you're that the other spouse is perfect, but okay, can you help me work on this issue? If I got an anger issue, can you help me? Can you talk to me this way so I don't get angry? Can we have a conversation this way? Can we break things down? When I get mad, can you come to me 5-6 minutes later? Let me calm down and have a conversation. And what happens is you have both couples who have attitude going back and forth, and nothing ever get accomplished, and you mad for the rest of the day or the night, the hour, whatever case be, the next week, because they never set any rules for engagement. And that was the issue with Michael and Mika. They never had any rules from the get-go. How do we handle arguments? And how do we handle decisions?
Right. Oh, all right, and then...
They have dinner. I want to get there.
No, that's what I was going to say. What do we have finally? Go ahead. Yeah, they have their last dinner together. Before decisioning. Let me stress that.
Yeah,
because they had a whole conversation
last dinner together
about their last night together. Oh, you said it wrong. It's not our last night together. It's the last night before decision day. So they had their last dinner together
before
decision day.
And Mika brings up, I noticed your schedule. I noticed your schedule changed.
I don't mean to laugh before you say it, but I just don't. That whole thing.
This is my problem. Once she waited till they was on camera to come up. I think it was my main man Cliff who said this. It was Cliff or somebody else. And please, if I got the name wrong, let me know. That Mika be setting my man up on camera. Yeah. She be setting him up on camera. She could have asked that dude that question.
But you know why?
Off camera.
But you know why?
About the whole job situation.
You know why? You know why I think she does it?
Why?
I think she does it because she's kind of holding his feet to the fire. Maybe if I confront him on camera, he'll be honest, for one. For two, for documentation purposes. So you would know we had this conversation because I messed up on the plane with the conversation about the honeymoon sex. And I have no evidence. And so now I want evidence. And so I'm going to ask you on camera. And so, yeah, she says, y'all been seeing you home more lately and your schedule seems to have changed. What's up with that?
He said, well, me and the superintendent, we done had a conversation and we done talked. And I just sat there and started like, yo, this dude got fired.
I cringed, bro.
I'm like, if he tell this girl he got fired and she had to ask, it's about to be like over. But he said, none of us come down to the bottom line. He put his 2 weeks notice in. And then she's like, yo, we've been married 3 months.
2 months.
2 months, and you done had 3 different jobs. It's like, dude, there's no stability. And I'm sitting in my head.
She's concerned. I'm concerned.
I don't know about nobody else. I want to know if y'all did this. I said in my head, okay, they've been married 2 months, right? He had 3 different jobs. How many paychecks does his brother get? Because he done got maybe 1 or 2 paychecks.
I think he only got 1.
I'm going to give him 2. 2 paychecks doing this whole show. No wonder she ain't know how much he was making because he wasn't bringing nothing home.
I think he only got 1.
Then you showing an awful lot. Anyway.
Because, and this is why I say that. Come on down. You've been at a job. A perfect example.
Week in a hole.
So, there you go.
He's a week in a hole.
Listen, when I started my current job, thank God the job before, I had severance.
Right.
Because they closed my department. And they gave us severance. Because when I started my job that I'm at currently, yes, it was like a month in a hole. If I hadn't got no paycheck from the other job, I'd have been mad. So I'm telling you, homeboy they probably still follow his paperwork.
no wonder Mika was mad about man getting the check. So, but no, Michael, we spent enough time on Michael.
Gosh, we ain't spent a lot of time
on Michael Mika, but
maybe because they suck.
Yeah, they a lot to talk about with them. So let's go to my main man Derek and Katie, because there's the next couple that got a lot to talk about. Because Derek and Katie are a mess.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so they leave the retreat.
Yeah.
Resort place, and they find a turtle. They want to save a turtle.
It's on her bucket list. To save an animal.
Just save an animal. He said, make sure, we got to get the turtle, because I want you to be on this bucket list thing with me. So there we go. We save the animal. So they go get the turtle. And so then they go to this, like, Love Lake vineyard type thing, and they get a lock with their names on it, and they do, like, I think isn't it a place in France like that? Yeah,
you get a key, the bridge, and you throw it on.
And so they give him a lock to do that with. And so he says he's still a little bit nervous going into decision day, and rightfully so. And what decision you think you might make? She was like, well, I guess you'll find out then. It was like,
but he asked her any which way, what are you gonna do on decision day? And she was like, whatever makes me happy.
Guess you'll find out.
Guess you find out whatever makes me happy. She was so vague, smug and vague about it. Still holding his hand, was smug and vague about what they're gonna do on decision day. So he just got fit. He's nervous. I mean, he is very nervous about decision day. He wants to be together, but he really scared about what he sees it that, you know what, I do care for her a lot. I do like her, but I don't want my heart broken. And which makes me go, that's why he don't want to say I love you, because he never been in love, because his heart has been broken. And he said, and he could write the little girl a poem in 9th grade, whatever. Maybe she broke his heart. We'll never know. But so she's giving him her butt to kiss again and again. Shout out to she's in mental health, and shout out to our subscribers again. Y'all said it. Maybe she's the one that needs the mental health work.
I promise you.
Because she's self-sabotaging this whole relationship. She wants Derek to worship the ground that she works on. She wants to be everything. Even to the point when she got to her parents, I told them I want a 32-year-old, a 30-something-year-old person. I didn't want a 20-year-old. I didn't want a boy. Now, mind you, Derek does look like a frat boy.
Yeah.
And sometimes he had, frat ways. And even when he was talking to his dad and his sister, was like, his dreams and all this. Dad was like, yeah, but you still got to include, basically, have her a role in it. You can't do just all your dreams and not include her.
Well, no, what the dad said too was, it was talking about being supportive and accepting each other for each other. And Dad, and we both were like, Dad's obviously learned some things from his marriages. Is that you can't go into the relationship thinking, I'm going to change this person. Yeah. It's not about changing the person. Trust me, as you're married long enough, you all will change. That's the obvious progression as you age. But it's not going to be from me trying to make you. Yeah. And I wouldn't even call it changing. You adapt to each other.
Good word. That's what I'm about to use.
You adapt to each other and what each other likes. You start feeling each other out. And basically, that's what Katie ends up saying to her dad. It's like, I want him to know how to love me the way I want to be loved and blah. And then she turns right around and says, she acknowledged he's going to have to figure that out. It's going to take some time. And
I have a problem with that. And my problem with that is when you in a relationship, don't let me figure it out.
Right. And I said that too. Yeah.
Tell me how to take care of you.
Yeah.
Tell me how to love you. I don't know you. We're different people. We've been dating. I know this is an accelerated process. Let me know how to take care of you. What you like, what you don't like, what you get along with, how to handle you. Because guess what? As us as men, and sometimes women as well, we've given instructions for everything in our life. Given instructions. We got instructions how to pop popcorn. We got instructions how to bake a cake. We got instructions how to change our tire. We got instructions. So as a woman, and if you've been in relationships, and a man been in a relationship, you know what you like in relationships, you know what you don't like. Mm-hmm. So when we sit down and have a conversation, and we have a talk, and we get ready to get married, tell me, or we're dating, let me know what you like and what you don't like. Let me open my book to you. This is what I like and don't like. Mm-hmm. And let's have a dialogue so we can know how to take care of each other. So I know when you angry, don't let me figure it out, because we're wasting time.
Right.
We're wasting time. Tell me, and show vice versa, and men tell the women tell the man what you like. And let's roll with it, and we work off that. So there's no guessing. Because guess what? Some people are not great at taking tests. They can guess wrong. And y'all mad and y'all arguing, and then a relationship that you're supposed to be in is over with. So please, in a relationship, tell your spouse what you like and what you don't like. And that's in every aspect, whether it's financially, whether it's spiritually, whether it's sexually, whatever it is. Have that dialogue and have that conversation so there's no guessing.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, let's go back to the lock a little bit. They have to make a promise before they put the lock on the on the dock and throw the key away. And so Derek says, "Let's promise that we'll always be a team." She was like, "No, it's not a good one. I don't want to do that, no." And he was like, "Well, let's promise that that we're gonna work on the marriage." No, that's that's a tough one. Let's just promise that we'll make each other happy, whether we're together or apart.
He was like, "Huh?"
I was too.
I was like, "Huh?" Like, ooh. Did she really went there though? But
and that wasn't the first time she said it.
No.
She said it later when they were talking to each other. Whether we're apart or together.
Yeah, but one thing I do like about them and what they have been able to do in the past, all these episodes, they have been able to, before they go to sleep, have conversations. Except for when they was on a retreat. But have conversation to try to get it right. And Derek finally answered one of her questions correctly. And after talking to his family, and she talking to her family, he really showed and became vulnerable to her and what she wanted. She really wants somebody to take care of her. He wants somebody to be there to protect her. She wants a person to, I don't know, kind of like she want a thug, but she want
Yeah, when I get all high strung and act all,
I want you to bring me in a little bit.
Yeah.
When I get
don't be afraid to confront me.
Yeah. She wants somebody to be rough. She don't want nobody that she can push over. And
which I understand, but what he said was, sometimes we're in a stressful place. And I don't want to bring up my doubts and my issues because it makes it more stressful.
Yeah.
So he's trying to avoid abrasion, which sometimes you can't avoid. But I understand him trying to do that. We're still in the building process. So if it's not, and to me, I think what he's saying is not that big a deal to me that I can let it go and not bring it up. And she's like, "Oh no."
Man, she has.
Daggone Katie.
Katie has a lot of issues. I mean, Derek from what we see on TV, Derek's a good man. She just tries so hard to make him something that he's not. And she wants him to be so tough and rough, but he's trying to be emotional. He's trying to get to the point where, this is where I mess up. He's trying to get to the point where he can love her and treat her right and be nice to her and do all those things, but she keeps pushing. He's like, "Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying to love you. I'm sorry."
He said, "I feel like Katie just keeps looking for something that's wrong."
Something is wrong.
And just like her dad was so on point, it's like he's trying, and she keeps, like, what? You're talking about he's not putting forth the effort, but what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
And
she keeps getting amped, and he's like, "If it was me, I'm scared."
Yeah,
that's scary.
You coming at him? She coming at him raw. She's coming at him with that Mika force. But so they talked about their what was the best part of their 8 weeks, and they both said it was the 30th anniversary. Which again, Derek did everything. Again, somebody, if y'all know something that Katie has done in these 8 weeks and these 14 episodes for Derek that's been special or sweet, please leave it in the comment section.
I don't know.
Because I have not. It's been hard for me to scratch my head to figure out what she has done for Derek. It seemed like Derek has done everything for Katie. But let us know in the comment section if Katie has done anything for Derek.
So, I'm over them. I'm over Katie. Let me say it like that. I'm good with Derek. I'm over her. She's self-sabotaging. You're trying to find something wrong. You grasping at straws. But anyway, so to our favorite, which they kind of fell apart in this episode. Austin and Jessica.
I understood it. I understand their, and we'll get into their issue. The issue is that Jessica feels like Austin, not that he misled her, but she didn't know how much time he actually would spend away from work, and that she really enjoys the time being with him.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't know how to adjust, how it's going to be when they're not together, because these 8 weeks, maybe his job gave him another schedule to film the show, and they changed some things. He said, well, when we finish filming, basically, I'm going to have to go on the road. I'm going to have to go make up some time and do something. And she feels some type of way that, they won't be together maybe 3 days out of the week, or, something of that nature. And she's going to be feeling lonely again. It's almost going to feel like she's thinking she's going back to being single. Because I was married, I spent a lot of time with this guy. I really like him. I actually love him. And now we're not together. And and she told her sister, I've been in a long distance relationship before. I can make it work. And Austin's issue is, why do you keep bringing it up? That's my job. I worked hard. I got a degree for this. I did this, and I'm not changing my job because you don't like it. And that's not what she's saying, though. She's kind of saying, I don't agree with it, but I'm going to try to willing to work it out. And he doesn't see it.
Yeah, and, his friend Paul kind of tried to bring him to that, understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
As far as not saying the L word, did you say it back? Gosh. I
don't want to be forced to say the L word because, I want to do it on my own terms. And I do love her. Like, dude, you do.
I think he's putting too much stock in the word as opposed to the feeling. Because he basically said, I'm there, but I don't want to be forced to say it. And his reasoning to his friend, which I'm sure Paul already knows, is, I said I love you before, and it feels like after I said I love you, I got heartbroken and everything fell apart.
He felt like, so he feels that if he says it, that they're gonna split up. And so, you look at it, he got kind of walls up with the I love you thing, and she got walls up with the fact that he's gonna travel a lot. And we saw, and she said it, we saw them go to bed mad at each other for the first time.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, she talked to her twin about it, and they talked about the L word thing and the job thing. And so when they got back together, she says, I talked to my sister, and he was like, why does this keep coming? He's not that Austin doesn't have levels like that. So let me bring it down. He was like, I don't understand why we keep talking about this. It just keeps coming up.
It's just boring. I'm tired of it.
Why does this keep coming up? And she was like, I know it's your job.
Yeah.
I don't see how you feel like it's just a miscommunication. To him, the fact that you keep bringing it up is like you're saying you don't like my job, you're not supporting me in my job, and you want me to change it. And she's saying, and she said straight up, no, that's not what I'm saying. I just didn't know it would be this. And I'm not saying that we can't overcome it.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with. And I'm willing to do that. And so, he just really took it out of context, because even when he did his own little thing talking to the camera, it was, she doesn't support my job. That is not what she said. She's just saying it's good that we know this now. That way I know what to do. And so that means we're going to have to do some more FaceTiming. On the phone, we're gonna have to talk to each other more. We might have to do some high school stuff and fall asleep on the phone with each other.
You sleep?
You hang up first.
No, you hang up first.
You hang up first.
No, you hang up.
Oh, I hang up.
Then my mama come and tell me both of y'all hang up. But anyway, But so they have some things. To me, I don't think it's a major issue. But one thing that we didn't notice, when she left, he didn't hug her or kiss her, and she felt so heartbroken. But
I think it was. He didn't know how she was feeling, if she felt huggy, kissy, and she left and was like, oh, Austin didn't even kiss me. I thought he would kiss me. So at the same time, I feel like they were both in the wrong. And then especially her, if you wanted him to kiss you, here we go. It's almost like with the L word thing. If you wanted him to kiss, if you wanted to kiss him.
Kiss. It goes back to the
But you're waiting for him to do it.
It goes back to communication. When you want affection, lean into it, go ahead and hug her and kiss her, and they didn't want rejection. So it's one of those things. He didn't want rejection. She didn't want to know. He didn't know how she was feeling because they had argued the night before.
And it was tense.
And it was tense. All she should have said, all he would have said, you know what, Jessica, talk to you later. And, hugged her or whatever the case whatever they do.
I mean,
put your arms open.
That's all I'm saying.
He go like
you
this.
Want me to walk? You want me to walk? I mean, even I'll see you tomorrow. Not even that.
Not yet. It was just.
When we walk you to the door, she was like. Mm-hmm.
And this is and
poor thing.
And as we see them going into decision day, and we'll get to our decisions towards the end. At the end of this video, we'll let you know our decision, who's going to stay together, who's not, and our opinions. But this is, to me, is not a deal breaker.
Right.
It's just not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker at all. I think Austin and Jessica's going to be fine. I don't think there's many issues that they can't resolve in there, and this is a hurdle they're going to have to climb over, but it's something that they can climb over. It's not a deal breaker marriage. I'm sorry. Not in this situation. Now, in a real marriage, you and your spouse have to have that conversation when you're applying for jobs and knowing the travel schedule and know how they're going to hold it down, because when you get kids in the picture, who's going to hold it down when you leave and go, it's just a lot. But communication, again, don't be like my boy Michael, just go get a job and don't tell nobody.
Or put your 2 weeks notice in.
Or put your 2 weeks notice in and don't tell nobody.
So last but not least,
been there, done that.
What? Last but not least, Taylor and Brandon. Just real briefly, Taylor meets with her peeps. Homeboy, what's his name? Uche.
Big arms.
I can't remember his name. And her 3 friends, and she's like, they were like, catch us up. Dude. Brandon's got an issue with production. He says it's not me. He's not fighting with me. He's fighting with production. And he refused to film anymore. He's not coming on set, but he's been coming to see me outside of filming. Which we saw on a security camera.
They
laid up on the couch. And, basically she threw her friends for a loop because she felt like I could say yes on decision day. He says it's going to be different with no cameras. And they were all like, what? And I was like, what?
And I was like, huh? Again. Like, girl, you stupid. Like, this dude if there's somebody show you who they are, whether there's production cameras there or not, that's who they are. Whether it's TV, that's who he is. He's as Uche said. I'm gonna say who his name is right. He's a 37-year-old. He's a 6-year-old in a 37-year-old body.
Well, he's not 37.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, but in his a 30-year-old person body, they
both
agreed. He is childish.
Very childish.
He's so childish. And I don't believe a word of it. And again, we're not going to do it here, but if you saw one of our previous reviews, the spoiler. Brandon's full of crap, okay? Yeah,
and so we know how that ends, and so and it really wasn't too much of Brandon and Taylor, except for every time you saw him, they was hugged up. She was in her bed towards the decision day. My husband's not here. I can't believe it. I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm thinking about this is what I'm gonna do. She packed up. Brandon was nowhere on camera throughout the whole show, except for the security cameras where they have it in the apartments. It's just a mess. It is a total mess. To me, back to my point, I've always said this about Brandon from day one, since the Panama episode. Dude, you knew what you signed up for, right? You signed up for America. They told you. They told you signed the legality. You signed the papers. You knew what you was up against. You knew how it was going to be, when you was going to film, how it was going to be at. Dude, he could have bowed out graciously, say, when they say, here, Brandon, here's the papers. This is what I need you to sign. Mm-hmm. I want you to read this here. This is what we're going to do. He should say, you know what? I don't think I can meet those obligations. Right. But guess what? When you sign those, you should meet the obligation. They should make these people on camera. Make him on camera. You're going to have to film. Whether you like it or not, sit there and be quiet. But we're going to film you. Don't say nothing to her. It's fine. It's okay. But guess what we getting ready to do? And I know some of you guys thought the production crew guy last week was wrong. Hey, you know what? He told Brandon not to touch his stuff. I think both of them was in the wrong, but Brandon got indignant. And I thought Taylor was in the wrong last week because dude said, don't touch me. And she kept walking in the bathroom. Let that man be. If he want to have a tantrum, let him be. When kids have tantrums, you know what you do? You walk away. Mm-hmm.
Let them have their tantrum.
They can't have their tantrum by themselves, and so she kept catering. She always catered to him when he has a tantrum. Same thing with production. Yo, hey, just record him having a tantrum. Leave him alone. Let him be. You know. So if he don't want to be on camera, cool. So hey, slap him. Hey, cut his whatever he's getting paid, his stipend, because they do get a stipend for this. Yo, cut that bad boy. For every day that you're not on camera that we film, guess what we're gonna do?
You ain't getting paid.
You ain't getting paid for that. Hit that. Hit him in the pocketbook. You know.
But she said they've had their ups and downs. She acknowledged he's stubborn and set in his ways. She's not sure what he'll do, but she really feels deep down that he really cares. And so that was the end for Taylor. She's trying to decide about decision day, and just the preview from the next episode. All the experts are like, "You think Brandon's gonna show up?"
she rolling around. I don't think that dude's showing up. If he do show up, it'd be a miracle. If he shows up, he gonna say no. So
he really should show up because it's the last episode and you have to make a decision. But he also did say, "I don't want to be filmed." But just again, you know what you signed up for.
Dog, honor your commitment. Honor your commitment. See, that's the problem. See, he don't honor his commitment to the TV show. How she think he gonna honor a commitment to a marriage? Ain't gonna happen. Hey, they are who we thought they were. My man, they are who we thought they were. So but decisions real quick. Our decision day predictions. Zach and Mindy. Since we saw the preview, I don't care what that preview says. Zach, if Mindy goes with Zach, she's a fool.
Absolutely.
Absolutely fool. So I don't think they're gonna be married.
Okay, yeah, I say no to them.
Well,
but I feel like since they broke it off, I really do feel like they've been dating.
And Zach been trying. So I'm gonna say Zach gonna say yes, Mindy gonna say no.
I don't know. I think, unfortunately,
yeah, she might say yes.
She's silly. She's real silly. We think Brandon won't show up.
And Taylor's gonna say no.
I don't know.
Know what? She gonna say yes.
I think she'll probably say yes because she say I talked to Brandon before.
Yeah, I talked to Brandon before. She gonna say yes, but we know how that ends. So those who are gonna leave their comment about whatever, we know how that ends. This is for the people who don't know. Okay.
Yes. So we're gonna leave it alone. Okay, Michael and Mika.
He gonna say yes.
You think so?
Dog. He gonna say yes because he thinks everything going fine. He ain't got no job. He need a place to stay.
He can stay with his sister.
Yeah, he needs to. Mika's gonna say no. Michael say yes. Mika says no.
I think they're both gonna say no.
Okay.
I think they'll both say no. Katie and Derek. I think Derek will say yes.
And I think Katie will say yes. I think they both gonna say yes.
Okay. I think Katie's gonna do a lot of humming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they want to give us suspense anyway. I think she's already got pre-made suspense. Yeah. Like they don't even have to ask her to pump it up or string it out. I think she's gonna string it out herself because that's just who she is. So, but he says they'll both say yes. We'll see. Austin and Jessica, I think they'll both say yes.
I think they both say yes. He better not be like Will. If he be like Will, all this, and then because of the job that he says no, Austin has just become public enemy number one.
I know, and I don't think Austin would do that.
But I think both of them will say yes, and I think they will both be happy together.
I think they're gonna be good.
So we know this one was a long one, but make sure I know, but it's a lot to talk about. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Make sure you tell a friend and share. All right, so we want to know your comments. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you guys for all your support and for this channel. And keep watching.
On that note, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.